Welcome to Nelsonville-York Sports Network, brought to you by McFadden Insurance.
Versus the River Valley Raiders tonight.
That's right. The Buckeyes look to keep that undefeated streak.
Tonight, military waters officially here at high school. Speakers super Samaya Waring, Ruby Compass, Rory McDougall, Annika Landrum, Bailey Tomlin, Maggie Milligan, Dana Mitchell, Taylor, Doctor, Macy Franklin, Lexi Bullock, Charlie Russell, and 2025 New York Sky Cheerleader.
We have the River Valley or guys win with a record of 3-0. The River from 3-2 Little Rams to open up their Ohio at home tonight in their second of the 3 homestand. The Buckeyes went last year and are looking to get up to a higher in the conference tonight. The River Valley into the game, they're on a 3-game losing streak as right now. Longest losing streak in the style. Right? The Buckeyes are looking to their undefeated season 5 and going strong. The Buckeyes defense has been only allowed 1 per game. 2 of the touchdowns on the opening last week. Buckeyes and last week they saw 1 touchdown opening drive. Were able to rally and kept the Hornets off the field in the rest of the game. I took the coach this week about last week's game. He very few ways have been blocking for his running back to score touchdown. How the game presented and the way the team really get tackled slowing the and hard tackle and that was offensive runs of 4-5 yards per attempt, and the Buckeyes were really gonna have in that game of those runs 1-3 and let's
Please, Ned, was your safety. And the mind of the Buckeyes was one of the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, by former Instrument Band Director, Mr. Terry Ross. Tonight we recognize our veterans of the United States Armed Services, as well as our area of first responders. Men and women have a calling unlike any other. The situations that most folks are trying to get away from, whether it's a burning building, an armed suspect, or a combat zone. Both to protect and to serve. They raised their right hand and swore to protect human life, even if it meant giving their own. There is a common bond among all of those honored here tonight. All of them are part of a team who leaves their egos at the door for the greater good of their squad. No one cares who gets the headlines. No one cares who gets the credit, as long as everyone makes it back home. Ladies and gentlemen, we all remember what we were doing on September 11th, 2001, some 24 years ago. If you would, ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hands and join us in a moment of silence as we remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, those who gave their own lives for you and I, total strangers, just doing what they do. Would you please join us in a moment of silence? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Was 3467 and accelerating for conducting the non-flag rigging.
And welcome back to Nelsonville-York Sports presented by McFadden Insurance. It is Military and First Responders Appreciation Night here at Boston Field.
That's right, Ethan. And
The River Valley Raiders take the field, looking to get their first win of the season here in Buckle.
not just their first win of the season, but their first win since the 22 season, for that matter.
They are looking to get back into that win column like you said, 2022. It happened as a repeat as TBC Ohio champions. Just enough like responsible, make me straight responsible. Gear store, Nixon, Air, Heat, Farmers Bank, Tri Career Center, Asian Island at the Bridge, First Net, Far, Hocking Valley Members, Cuba, College. Guys, defense looks to be hot. They go into their of the season. They have a touchdown per game for this season.
Yeah, and that's just phenomenal defensive scheme. Steve Richards there.
Saw how their defense rallied last week to keep it ferocious attack the Colgrove Hornets at take that back. The will kick the Buckeyes. Yeah. Kickoff I believe we have start to see the numbers in these receivers are tough to see. Walker and Alec Thompson seemed to kick for the Buckeyes last week. I mean, 2 touchdowns and 3 huge game over. Great. At Boston Field, kick. Just kick. The Buckeyes have trouble handling it, and they'll just fall on it at the 34-yard line, and that is where we will see the Buckeye offense for the first time tonight.
Great field position for this offense. I'm sure with their ability to run the ball that they've had over these past couple weeks, it should be a successful drive for them.
And this will be our first chance to see quarterback Cameron Sullivan tonight, who had a very successful game last week against the Cold Grove Hornets. He's got 2 wide receivers lined up to his right, and he's got 2 running backs in the back with him. And it is a handoff, and that is Austin Gautier, and he runs up the right side. Cunningham on the carry, falls forward for about 2 yards. River Valley Raiders. First time we'll see their defense tonight. Got 2 wide receivers lined up to the left, 2 running backs in the backfield with Sullivan. And that is Gautier right up the middle. And he will go all the way into the end zone for a Buckeye touchdown. That was a 3
in that formation.
And that was a beautiful gap that the lineman opened up there for him. And I mean, they essentially parted the Red Seas for him, and he almost went down the field untouched there on that touchdown.
Just an incredible run.
And here comes Cameron Sullivan to kick the extra point, it looks like.
That's right. He's a dual threat quarterback. He can throw it and kick it. He can also run it. Triple threat.
Snap down, hold good. Kick is up and no good.
Media and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Media and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
Boston Field early in the first quarter to take a lead 6-0. Austin Gautier gets his first touchdown of the night. He had 2 carries on that drive, one by Dakota Cunningham, and that was all they had, was 3 plays to get.
Just an incredible drive from these Buckeyes. They were quick. They took it from their own 35 all the way to the end zone in just 3 plays.
Austin Gautier had a majority. Had 1 carry for about 2 yards. The rest of that, all Austin Gautier.
Which puts him out, 73 yards for that drive?
That's insane. We'll see the River Valley offense for the first time tonight.
And the Nelsonville defense for the first time. Really an incredible unit. Again, last week they just got to the ball so quickly off the snap. Held Cold Grove to only 6 points.
6 points, 1 touchdown, and that was on the first drive of the game.
Couldn't remember if they got an extra.
So it looks like that is quarterback Gary Perry lined up in the backfield, and he takes the QB hold and gets dropped for a loss. 2 Buckeyes were into the backfield almost immediately to take him down. Like that was a loss of 3 on the carry. 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Buckeyes on top, 6-0. Second play from line of scrimmage. We've got one receiver each side and one running back. We have a guy in motion. That was Aiden Walmsley in motion. It looks like they hand it to him. He goes around the left side and will get about a yard, it looks like. They'll give him officially 3 yards on the carry, get back to the original line of scrimmage. Aiden Walmsley with the carry. Two receivers lined up to the quarterback's right, one to his left. And it looked like the quarterback escaped. Oh, it looked like Dakota Cunningham had him almost wrapped up in the backfield, but he was able to escape and get a nice pass off to Cash Hunt. The Raiders will pick up about 4 yards on that play, but that'll bring up 4th down.
What a great play by that quarterback to escape the sack and then get it in the hands of his receiver. Wasn't a first down, but I'll take that over a sack any day of the week.
For sure. I really thought that Cunningham had him taken down in the backfield, but he escaped and got that pass away.
Good balance.
So we'll see the punter for the first time. And it looks like it got blocked in the backfield, and it'll bounce about the 45, roll into Buckeye territory, and they'll have it at their own 43-yard line to start their second drive.
And they're just getting gifted great field position for this.
Penetration there on that special teams. It almost blocked it in the backfield. It looked like they tipped it, and that affected the punt. Now, this is the second drive for the Buckeyes. Their first drive, 3 plays, and they scored. Receivers out to the right, one to the left. 2 guys in the backfield. Sullivan takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Right, and he hits his receiver. Alec Thompson will pick up the first down, and he will keep on rolling. And he gets into Raider territory down to their 30-yard line before he was tackled. Aiden Walmsley. That was a great play.
About 32 yards, I think, if my math is right there.
Alec Thompson came across the middle, and nobody picked him up. Buckeyes going hurry here. 1st and 10. Sullivan rolls out to his left. Hits Thompson again. Thompson makes the first guy miss, and he will go all the way to Alec Thompson. And it's all they needed to get into the end zone for their second score of the night. First PAT was missed by Sullivan. Let's see what adjustments he can make here to try to convert this second one. Snap down. Good. Kick is up. And no good. So the Buckeyes 0 for 2 on PATs tonight. And we'll be right back after an ad.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people.
Alec Thompson and Austin Gautier both racking up touchdowns tonight. Sullivan kicked the ball away. All the way back. It is returned at the 1-yard line. That was Florida Craycraft on the return. That ball went over his head, and he picked it up at the 1-yard line and got it out to about the 20-yard line. And that is where we will see
staying calm and composed. That's tough to do.
So we'll see the Raider offense for the second time tonight. They went 3 and out on their first possession. They took 1 sack And then their quarterback avoided another sack, not off a beautiful pass. We'll see what they can do here on the second possession. Gary Perry lines up under center or in the shotgun, hands it off to Cordai Craycraft, and he will lose about a yard. It gets back to about the original line of scrimmage before he is. Raiders really trying to rely on that run game here today. Buckeyes are trying to keep a streak alive of allowing 7 points or less per game. And so far, they're doing a great job of it. We got 2 receivers lined up to the left, 2 to the right, 1 in the backfield with the quarterback. And the Buckeyes in the backfield immediately, and Perry is sacked down at the 15-yard line.
Looked like Dakota Cunningham.
And incomplete. Targeted receiver was Cash Hunt and tried to lead him to the sideline, but ended up.
Almost came up with that as an interception, but it was out of bounds.
All right, so now we'll see the punt unit again here for the Raiders.
Deep in their own end.
Deep in their own end. Punting from about Buckeyes. First possession was all Gautier. He had 2 carries. Dakota Cunningham had 1, but Gautier picked up the majority of the yardage on that first drive. And then drive number 2, 2 straight passes to Alec Thompson and went for touchdown.
And halfway into this first quarter, we still have not even seen the ball in Nelsonville's end of the field, or in their red zone, I should say. They've gotten fantastic offensive.
Screen pass out to Alec Thompson. Makes the first guy miss. Makes the second guy miss. And he gets Ben Loveday and Colton Hill. Ben Loveday and Colton Hill both in on the tackle. And Thompson picks up another first down for the Buckeyes, picking up right where he left off on that second drive. So we got 2 receivers lined up to the left. Thompson goes in motion. 2 to the right. Got Gautier in the backfield. That is Grant Hill, the backup quarterback. Grant Elliott. And he completes a touchdown pass to Walker Stone. And that is another touchdown for your Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. They lead 18-0 here with 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Looks like Grant Elliott is going to attempt the kick this time.
He was the one that took all their PATs last week. Snap down, hold good, kick up, and off the upright. We are 0 for 3 on PATs tonight.
Wow.
That was
You're getting 3 touchdowns in less than 7 minutes. If I'm Coach Rusty Richards, I'll accept the 3 missed PATs in a row.
Grant Elliott, the backup quarterback, delivering a beautiful pass deep into the end zone to Walker Stone. And again, another, 2-play drive?
Yeah. They've only taken 7 snaps, and they have 18 points.
Coach Richards has to be pleased by that. Gautier had a great block on the out there to keep one of the defensive linemen from River Valley from getting into the backfield. You know Coach Richards is going to be proud of that.
Oh, yeah.
Sullivan to kick it away here for the Buckeyes. Deep for the Raiders is Cordai Craycraft and Tyson Hersman. Kick is away. Booming kick. Craycraft muffs it back to the 1-yard line into his own end zone. Makes a couple Buckeyes miss before he is thrown to the ground by
Colin Elliott. That is a freshman fullback.
And we will see the Raider offense for the third time tonight pinned deep into their own end zone, or deep into their own zone. Both times they've had possessions tonight, they have gone 3 and out. Buckeyes doing a great job of getting into the backfield and forcing pressure on the quarterback.
Not just the quarterback, the punter too.
Perry lines up and shotgun, takes the snap, hands the ball off to Cash Hunt, and he is taken down in the backfield immediately. Looked like that was Dakota Cunningham in on the tackle. And it will be a loss of 3, it looks like. Got 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Buckeyes on top, 18-0. From the 11-yard line, Perry goes under center, and he will just run straight forward. We'll see where they spot the forward progress. It looks like they'll give him about 5 yards on the carry. And if you're the Raiders, that might just be the way you have to move the ball down the field. Just keep going quarterback dive up the middle. That Buckeye defense has done a great job of getting into the backfield almost immediately. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 for the Raiders. The past 2 drives have been 3rd and 10 or longer. So this is their first one under 10 yards to go.
I think their first drive was under 10 because they got that pass. It was over the.
And pass was off. Intended receiver was Colton Hill, just a little beyond his reach. And that'll bring up a 4th and 9 for the Raiders. Thompson and Stone deep to receive the punt.
2 receiving touchdowns between these 2 returners.
Punt is off. Line drive. That'll take a River Valley bounce back to the 37-yard line. And that's where we'll see the Buckeye offense for the 4th time tonight.
And that ball just kept on rolling.
That was a better punt by the River Valley Raiders tonight.
Had some crazy spin on it.
And that was the first punt where the Buckeyes weren't really in on pressure there on the punter.
Yeah, I mean, that rolled maybe 20 yards on the ground.
We'll see Cameron Sullivan back out there at quarterback tonight. He's got Gautier in the backfield with Dakota Cunningham. And out wide, we have Holden Hodgson and I believe Alec Thompson on the other side. And it is a handoff to Gautier, and he runs up the right side, makes first defender miss before getting tackled by Derek Schreiber.
About 4 yards on the carry there, it looked like.
That was good defense by the Raiders, not letting Gautier get out wide, where he loves to break out those big runs.
Once he turns it on, once he has the ability to turn it on, get those legs moving in open space, it's scary.
Handoff to Gautier. Sullivan throws out to Cunningham, and he will pick up the first down and run through the Raider defender. He takes him down, and that was Perry on the tackle. Quarterback, also plays quarterback for the Raiders. Cunningham lowered his shoulder and tried to run him over, but a great wrap-up tackle by Gary Perry. He really prevented another touchdown run there by the Buckeyes. But they do get the first down, and they are into Raider territory again.
Here's that eye for him.
An option out to Gautier. And he will break through a seam. He's got one guy to beat. And he will get tackled by a couple Raiders.
Flag on the field.
Tyson Hersman and Colton Hill in on the tackle. There's a flag back in the backfield, it looks like. I see multiple flags. We'll see if they're for the same thing. I think we may have gotten an illegal block in the back by the Buckeyes. That or maybe a holding is what we'll see. It looks like the ref is indicating it on the Buckeyes. We'll get the official signal here. Yep, that is a holding on the Buckeyes. Oh, there are multiple holdings. So 2 holdings on the Buckeyes, and that will back them up 15 yards, I believe, or is it 10? It looks like they'll back them up 10 yards. So that'll bring up a 1st and 20. That was the first negative play for the Buckeyes tonight.
And this was the story last week, was just struggling with discipline in the first half, but they still worked their way out of all those jams. So,
and a pitch out to Gautier. Oh no, that is
Stone.
Walker Stone down the sideline, making defenders miss left and right, and he was into the end zone for another Buckeye touchdown.
56 yards on the rush for him, and that puts him at over 80 yards already in this first quarter, scrimmage yards.
That was a beautiful, good kick up and no good. Good kick up and no good.
The jinx does not work in reverse. We had to learn that the hard way.
Buckeyes 0 for 4 tonight on PATs. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors that make this live stream possible. Rocky Outdoor Gear Store, Nick's Station, Air Claws Heating and Cooling, Farmers Bank, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Cajun Island at the Bridge, First National Bank, the Gem Sports Bar, Hocking Valley Motors, Qdoba, and the Lodge at Hocking College.
Well, these Buckeyes have managed to turn less than 10 minutes of playtime into 25 minutes of real time with all of this scoring and stoppage of the game because of the scoring.
They take a commanding 24-0 to lead here in the first quarter. We've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Sullivan to kick it away, and Craycraft deep to return for the for the Raiders. Kick it, line drive, booming. Craycraft lets it bounce, corrals it at the 5-yard line. Following his blockers, makes a couple defenders miss.
Oh.
Good run by Craycraft, gets them up close to the 30-yard line. This will be the best field position they have starting any drive so far tonight.
Yeah, that was an incredible return from him. And he's been one of the bright spots on this Raiders team so far. He's just been tough to take down and very resilient in the way he's been playing tonight.
We will see Perry again tonight under center. The Buckeye defense has just done a good job of getting into the backfield, but Perry has done a good job of getting rid of that ball and avoiding some very costly sacks. He's got 1 receiver lined up to his left, 1 to his right. He's got 3 guys in the backfield with him. They will right up the middle. Looks like that was Cash Hunt on the carry. Give him 4 yards on the carry.
Ooh, after a tackle, I especially can't see the numbers. His jersey got all scrunched up. Tell who made that takedown.
I think it might have been Keegan Thompson on the tackle, number 28. The Raiders have done a good job of those quick handoffs, trying to get right up the middle and just pick up a few yards at a time. Let's bring up 2nd and 7. They do the same, just a quick handoff up the middle. No gain on the play. Buckeyes are ready for it that time.
And another 3rd and long for this Raiders offense.
They'll give him 2 yards officially on the carry, and they'll bring up 3rd and 5. Oh, it's a very manageable 3rd down for this River Valley Raiders.
That's 3rd and medium. I misspoke. I thought they got knocked down farther back.
This is by far the Raiders' best drive so far today. Got 2 receivers lined up out wide. 3 running backs in the backfield with the quarterback.
A little play action here.
Perry tried to keep it and was immediately met in the backfield. 2 Buckeyes there to take him down. Looked like Gavin Levy in the backfield was the one who met him right away.
And then Austin Gautier, I think,
Getting the assist on the tackle.
yeah. Again, it's just so hard to tell.
These numbers, they needed to be a different color, but like we said earlier, the jerseys look really good. And
As a uniform set, it looks great.
can't fault them on them.
Once the sun goes down, it's going to be extra hard to tell.
And it looks like the Raiders won't take a play. On top, 24-0. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
Welcome back to the Nelsonville-York football live stream on Total Media Sports, presented by McFadden Insurance. York Buckeyes at the start of the second quarter on top 24-0. It has been all Buckeye in the first quarter. They had 7 plays from scrimmage, all 4 possessions, all touchdowns.
It was 7 through the first 3 possessions. I did not count, and also the holding penalty. I'm not sure if that would count.
Fair enough.
But I think if it did, it would have been maybe 10 snaps total on the Nelsonville offense.
Buckeyes looking good so far tonight. And we start the second quarter with a 4th and 7 by the River Valley Raiders. They get ready to punt it away. This is Tyson Hussman to punt it. The Raiders have mostly been line drive punts. The Buckeyes have been getting good penetration into that backfield to try to block the punt. Punt is away, spiraling punt. That'll back the Buckeyes up to their own 27-yard line, and that is where they'll take this first possession in the second quarter.
And that is the worst field position we've seen for them to take the field on all game. Everything else has been around the 40 or further.
Sullivan back in at quarterback. He's got Cunningham in the backfield with him. And he's got 3 receivers lined up to his left, 1 to his right. Shotgun, Sullivan pass. That netted on the reception. And he gets dragged out of bounds by Aiden McDaniel. And he will pick up a first down, and he will get to the 40.
They're just generating yards tonight.
I believe that is the first reception by Sneddon tonight. Picks up a solid gain on that, close to 20 yards, it looked like. Fake handoff, pass out wide. Another screen pass. And a good tackle made by the Raiders. That was Chip Schultz on the reception.
Looks like they're getting some rotations in here.
Sullivan still in at quarterback in the shotgun. 1 receiver to his right, 2 receivers to his left. And they hand the ball off. I believe that is Dakota Cunningham on the carry. And he will pick up the first down right up the middle. The offensive line creating some great gaps tonight for the running backs to run through. See Holden Hodgson coming onto the field, replacing Champ Schultz. Three receivers out wide to the right, one to the left. Running back in the backfield with Sullivan. Clean snap. Raiders get into the backfield, and we get a bomb downfield, and it is intercepted by the Raiders. Oh, big block by number 6. And he returns it back. So it looks like a loss of yeah,
Maybe 8, I think.
loss of 9 officially is what they're ruling.
Gotcha.
Raiders take a timeout, and we will take a timeout with them. We'll be right back after a word from sponsors.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
And welcome back to Nelsonville-York football live on Total Media Sports, presented by McFadden. Buckeyes on top, 24-0 here with 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. The Raiders have the ball, 2nd and 19 from their own 23-yard line. After that fumble by the quarterback, he got crunched immediately after the snap. Hordai Craycraft was there to recover the fumble, and he got tackled immediately by about 3 Buckeye defenders.
Yeah, and just getting back to that notice of this Buckeyes defense playing like a unit. I mean, they look like a hive mind out there.
Craycraft on the carry. It's taken down at about the 25-yard line. Give him about 2 yards on the carry. Cunningham makes the tackle. Put the camera down. So this will bring up a 3rd and 17 for the Raiders. Got 9 minutes and some change going here. Perry in to his right and avoids the sack, and he will get past the line of scrimmage, make 1 or 2 defenders miss before the Buckeyes are there to take him down. He'll get close to the original line of scrimmage before the Buckeyes corral him to the ground, and they'll bring up another 4th down for the Raiders.
7 yards after contact there. I mean, that's just, again, a great effort. Oh, maybe it was more than 7. It looks like they said it was 9.
Yeah. Harry has done a great job of avoiding sacks tonight and just making the defenders miss in the backfield and trying to turn negative plays into positive plays. Here's the punt. It's away. Another booming punt. Fair catch called by the Buckeyes.
It's going to be at the 34.
And that was Walker Stone calling the fair catch. We will see the Buckeye offense here yet again tonight. They have been fairly effective, except for that turnover on the last play, on the last possession. Sullivan overthrowing his defender deep into the Raider zone.
Yeah, I was keeping track of the stats. I lost count. They just kept going so fast.
Sullivan's got 2 running backs with him and 2 receivers out either way, or 1 receiver out either way. That is, I believe, Gautier on the carry.
Yes.
Making defenders miss left and right, and he is forced out of bounds by Craycraft, and Aiden Wansley was there to help bring him down out of bounds.
And again, they started moving so fast I lost count of the stats, but that should put him around 100 rushing yards for the game already in this first half.
Gautier has been running through the gaps that his receivers and linemen have created for him. He is doing a great job at finding. There was a down Raider on the play. It looks like he is back up and walking off the field on his own.
That was just such a relief to see that they can walk themselves off. At the very least, it's not anything too bad.
Got two receivers out to the right. Two guys. Handoff to Cunningham. Dakota Cunningham on the carry. He will get another Buckeye first down to the 31-yard line.
And that's about 16 yards for Cunningham on that run.
The Buckeyes just have a great running game. They've got multiple running backs that can tear the defense apart.
Well, and don't forget about when their receivers get a screen pass, they act just like a running back and just shoot through those gaps the same way.
Gautier and Stone in the backfield under center. Pitches it out to Gautier. Gets the corner. And he's got one defender to move on. Snap is good. Hold down. Kick up. And it is PAT converted tonight.
Not allowing any touchdowns, not even allowing any first downs, if I'm remembering correctly.
They have not allowed a first down yet tonight. You are correct in that.
Adjectives to describe these great plays. I feel like I've said phenomenal about 15 times tonight.
Sullivan to kick it away for the Buckeyes. Deep to return is Cordai Craycraft. And Tyson doing a great job tonight on these returns for the Raiders. The Buckeyes keep pinning him back, but he keeps regularly getting the ball out to the 25, 30-yard line in that area. He's also made a few Buckeye defenders miss tonight.
Yeah, just resilient, hard-nosed running from Craycraft.
Kick is away. Craycraft fields at his own 5. Has just been suffocating. They are breaking through that line of scrimmage and getting to the quarterback almost immediately.
Yeah.
A quick handoff right up the middle, and the Buckeyes snuff that out immediately.
There's that hive mind defense. It's just such a good job working as a unit, especially for high school.
I believe that was Cash Hunt on the carry. There's no gain on that play, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line. And Perry lines up in the backfield, flanked either side to punt the ball away for the Raiders. Spiraling punt. It'll bounce down at about the 30 and roll down to the 25-yard line, and that is where we will see the Buckeye on all cylinders here tonight. 0 with just under 6 minutes to play here in the first half.
You have to start to think, when is Rusty Richards going to take his foot off the gas a little bit? I mean, on that, they're still going for the end zone on every play.
And it looks like there were 2 offsetting personal fouls on that play. It looks like we'll get a repunt.
Huh. You don't see that every day either.
You don't. So penalties, I believe, offset. I didn't see who the foul was on. I didn't even thrown until the ref threw his hands up to get the attention of the press box and made the call. So we have offsetting penalties, and we'll get a repunt here. That last punt was a beautiful punt by the River Valley Raiders.
Yeah, their special teams has been a real bright spot for them in this one.
Tyson Hurstman will line up to punt the ball again. We've got Walker Stone deep to return. Snap away, punt down. It'll bounce at about the 30-yard line, and the Buckeyes will pick it up, kneel it down at the 26. So they'll pick up where the original punt went regardless.
I'm feeling some deja vu here, Ethan.
Yeah, here comes the Buckeye offense. They'll take over at what looks like their own 27-yard line. Ball officially spotted at the 28. First and 10, Buckeyes.
Looks like they're putting some people out wide. You gotta think, are they trying to air it out here?
Sullivan's got two receivers out to his right, one to his left. Flanked by one running back in the backfield with him. And a quick pitch underneath. That is Walker Stone on the carry. He is taken down by Colton. And that'll bring up another Buckeye first down.
And that puts Walker Stone at about 70 yards for today rushing.
Buckeyes doing a great job here tonight. Moving the ball on offense, moving the chains. We've got two receivers out to the left, one to the right. Sullivan flanked by one running back in the back with him. He is in the shotgun. Snap clean, handoff to Cunningham. Runs right up the middle. Taken down by Cash Hunt. That'll be about 5-6 yards. Bring up 2nd and 4 from the 45-yard line.
And you want to see them start to eat up some of that play clock. I mean, up 31 now. This isn't the New England Patriots on the other side of this ball. You want to see them chew up some clock. Let your players relax a little bit.
And off to Noah Arnold. And he will go the distance, making Raiders miss left and right. And that is another touchdown for your Nelsonville-York Buckeyes.
Part of me is starting to think Rusty Richards has an axe to grind in this game.
Looks like it might be coming back, though. I see a flag on the field, and we have a holding against the Buckeyes, so that will negate the touchdown. That was Noah Arnold, I believe, who got the carry, and that, I believe, was his first touch of the game. Would have been a touchdown, but we got a holding on the Buckeyes, and that will back them up. It looks like they went from the spot of the foul, so they will still get a first down, but it does negate the touchdown. You know, Coach Richards has to be frustrated about that. You know, Arnold's frustrated. Quarterback rolls out, throws a pass, and they're going to say it was complete. That was Levi Sneddon on the catch. That'll be another Buckeye first down.
Sneddon's second catch of the night. Might have been a rush attempt earlier. They do a lot of pitches. It's hard to tell what's a throw and what's not. I believe that was his second reception of the night, though.
To his left, throws down the field, hits the receiver, and he will dive forward to the 5-yard line. Perry in on the tackle. I can't quite tell who that was. I believe it was Champ Schultz out wide who made the reception. Guys, into the red zone. I believe this might actually be their first trip to the red zone.
I think so, because a lot of their touchdowns were on bigger plays outside. There might have been one play from the red zone.
Just over 3 minutes to play in the first half. Buckeyes will take a timeout, and we will take one with them. We'll be right back after a word from our
It takes determination to create.
and picked up. That is another touchdown. The Buckeyes, they are up 37-0 here at the end of the first half. We got about 3 minutes to go here in the half. Sullivan to kick it away. And Sullivan's second part of PhD of the night. That gives the Buckeyes a 38-0 lead. It has been all Buckeyes here so far in this first half. The Raiders just cannot get anything going against that Buckeye defense.
No, and it's not despite their best efforts. That Buckeye defense has just been incredible at swarming to that ball. Even though quarterback, the Raiders have just been really resilient at trying to make these plays go as long as they can. It's just outmatched.
Sullivan to kick it away for the Buckeyes. Deep to return is Cordai Craycraft and Tyson Hurstman. Craycraft has done a great job of returning these kicks for the Raiders, getting them into decent field position. Kick is away. Craycraft will let that roll out of bounds.
And that's a smart play from Craycraft there.
Yeah, don't pick it up and return it if you don't have to. Get some positive yardage out of that out of bounds kick.
Great recognition of the ball's path. Good.
Now we will see the Raider offense again taking over here at, I believe, the 20-yard line.
With 3 minutes left in the half.
Correction, they will take over at the 35, it looks like.
Yes.
We will see the Raider offense here. The Buckeyes have dominated the line of scrimmage, just almost instantly getting past those linemen and getting into the backfield.
Yeah, well, looking at this River Valley roster, they only have 3 players over 200 pounds, and looks like Braylon Snyder coming in for Dakota Cunningham, coming in for Caleb Layton. Dakota Cunningham came off the field. I didn't see who subbed in for him, though.
Raiders back into that I formation. Receivers each side. It's a pitch out. That is Craycraft on the carry out wide to his right. And he will pick up some positive yardage there. Looks like he will fall forward for about 4, maybe 5 yards. 4 yards will officially give him. That'll bring up 8. In the first half.
Looks like Caleb Dobitmeyer coming in for Kane Meese.
So this will bring up 3rd and 6. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. River Valley trailing 38-0.
And if there's any chance at
are. Snap, pitch out to Craycraft, who drops it, and the Buckeyes will recover that fumble. That was, I believe, Gavin Levy falling on the fumble.
Great awareness again from this Nelsonville defense. They seem to just always know exactly where the ball is. It's very impressive.
That is the first takeaway by the Buckeye defense tonight. The Buckeye offense already has one turnover, but they get a takeaway here to even up that turnover takeaway margin. We've got under a minute, 2 backs in the backfield with him. And he will hand that off to Walker Stone. Runs down the sideline, makes a few defenders miss, breaks out of that pile, and he's running back to his right across the field and makes defenders miss. Lands the defender hits the end zone. And that is another Buckeye touchdown. What a play. Walker Stone, I mean, it looked like he was going to get tackled over there on that far sideline.
He disappeared into a sea of bodies and came out on the back end of it and looped back around and got the touchdown.
He drug Jackson Fisher from the Raiders into the end zone. I mean, that was
about 10 yards.
Incredible run. Buckeyes tack on another touchdown here before halftime, giving them a lead 44-0.
Again, I've run out of adjectives to describe these plays.
Sullivan out to kick the PAT.
I don't want to sound repetitive. I'm going to have to get on a thesaurus during halftime.
Snap was low, kick is up, and it is good. Able to recover from that low snap to get the kickoff, and it is 45-0. Your Buckeyes on top.
Buckeyes get their field goal percentage to 50% for the night after missing the first 3, or not field goal, extra point percentage, sorry. And
we've got about a minute to go till halftime. Buckeyes on top 45-0. This first half, the defense for the Buckeyes have just been incredible.
Yeah, incredible is an understatement here.
They have
not a single first down.
They have been a stalwart and not allowed the Raiders to pick up a first down, like you said. And they've gotten one takeaway, and they just keep this Raiders offense pinned back deep. And then their offense, I mean, it's 1, 2, maybe 3 plays max, and they're into the end zone. Sullivan to kick it away here. Craycraft deep to return. He is joined by Hersman.
And Craycraft has been incredibly fun to watch so far today. He has about as much resilience as anyone on the Buckeyes offense.
And the kick is away. It is a booming kick. Craycraft returns it, picks it up about his own 10-yard line, running down the middle, following his blockers, is breaking multiple tackles there by the Buckeyes. He will get the ball up to the 35-yard line. He has done a great job returning the ball for the Raiders.
Yeah, not much behind the 25. And they have been kicking it deep for him. He's just been getting it past the 30 most of the time.
He's averaging probably close to 25 yards per return. The Buckeyes are pinning those balls deep, and he's able to get the Raiders decent field position. So we'll see Gary Perry. Been their bread and butter this half. Craycraft runs right up the middle. And he will get about 2 yards on the carry. We are under 50 seconds here in the half.
Gonna need at least one more snap from the offense before. Oh, they just reset the play clock.
We got a timeout here, or
is that a penalty? I'm not sure what's happening.
I'm not sure what is going on either.
The chains aren't where they're supposed to be.
It was a fumble by the Raiders, and the Buckeyes recovered.
I completely did not see
I did not see that either. I saw the little beanbag on the ground, but I couldn't tell what was going on.
Buckeyes have a chance to make this
It looks like they
50
will.
plus points in the first half.
Yeah, and it looks like they'll just knee it out and go into halftime. We've got under 40 seconds here. We're approaching about half a minute left in the first half. And that is where we will go into halftime. Your Buckeyes on top, 45-0. And they, first half, just all Buckeyes. Offense, defense, special teams.
Well, special teams, Raiders have had a few bright spots. Their punter has been pretty good for their kick returner has done a great job tonight.
Buckeyes getting 2 takeaways on the defensive end and not allowing a single first down in the first half. That will take us officially to halftime. We will be right back on the here on Total Media presented by McFadden Insurance.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank. Working together, building success.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this
This year's performance is unlike anything in the past. We are proud to take them in this journey into the future. Then I think we keep your Zach Richardson, Chris Payton, and Shane Harris. We bring in this year. Miami.
All right, and welcome back to Nelsonville-York football live on Total Media Sports, presented by McFadden Insurance. Just a quick recap of that first half. It was all Buckeyes up leading 45-0 here at the half. The Buckeye offense looked incredible. Buckeye defense also looked incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an overmatched team. There's no other way to put it. They couldn't get past the line of scrimmage on most plays. That defensive line is living in that Raiders backfield. It's just a very, very, very impressive half for the offense and defense of the Buckeyes.
Let's take a look around the league. In the Tri-Valley, Ohio division, Wellston trails Trimble 14-0. Athens on top of Alexander 49-0. Those are both at the half. And then over in the Tri-Valley Hocking side, Eastern leads Federal Hocking 50-0 in the second quarter. Belpre trails Oak Glen 43-0 at halftime. And Fort Fry up on Waterford 21-0 at halftime.
Seems like a lot of one-sided games around the area today, which sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
And since we have a lead greater than 30, we will have a running clock in the second half. It changes on the clock will stop on change of possession and timeouts, but I believe outside of that, it will continue to run.
I was not aware of that rule. That's interesting.
Buckeye, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if it keeps the guys from overexerting themselves, it keeps them from playing too many snaps that could exhaust them, I'm all for it.
We want to give a shout out to all the sponsors that help make this stream possible. Rocky Outdoor Gear Store, Nick Station, Air Claws Heating and Cooling, Farmers Bank, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Cajun Island at the Bridge, First National Bank, the Gem Sports Bar, Hocking Valley Motors, Qdoba, and the Lodge at Hocking College. We will see the River Valley Raiders to get the first possession here in the second half. Their quarterback, he's done the best he can. And like we said, the announcer here just announcing the running clock rules. And that if it falls below 30, we will go back to normal rules. But as long as we are over a 30-point differential, the clock will run. And like we said, the clock will stop on changes of possession and timeouts. But outside of that, that clock will continue to run.
The Raiders side, they just want something to look forward to for next week. They want to score points, get their offense moving, get them to feel what it's like to play football again. I think looking at their roster is a lot of lighter, speedier people over heavier guys, which is what Nelsonville's defensive line looks like. I think their best bet would be looking towards screen passes, getting the ball out to the edges as quickly as possible, and working from there.
And Cameron Sullivan will kick the ball away here for the Buckeyes to get the second half started. Your Buckeyes on top, 45-0 at the start of the third quarter. Craycraft, my bad, back to return the kick, and they will squib it right to him. He will pick the ball up at about his 17, makes the first guy miss, finds a big gap, and gets dragged down by Colin Elliott. Makes the tackle, preventing a possible touchdown. He had plenty of green space in front of him, and Elliott reaches out and makes the tackle, and the Raiders taking over at their own 35 for their first possession here in the third quarter.
Yeah, just another great kickoff return for River Valley. Not too much to say about it. They have been great in the special teams department tonight.
Gary Perry will stay at quarterback for the Raiders here in the second half. Lines up in the shotgun. Hands the ball off to Cash Hunt. And he will hit that defensive line and pick up about a yard is what it looks like. That will bring up a 2nd and 9 from their own 36-yard line. Looks like they will probably just chew some clock here and just try to get out of here, minimizing the damage. They get to the line with 4 seconds on the play clock. They get the snap off. It was a low snap. Perry drops back, makes the first guy miss, and he will run. And he will get close to a first down. 2 Buckeyes were in the backfield immediately. Perry made them both miss and turned that into a fairly positive run.
Yeah, that might have been their best play so far this game.
That brings up a 3rd and 1, the most manageable third down situation that the Raiders have had tonight.
Still, without a first down, this Raiders team is looking to get something going here.
They have it from the 45-yard line, looking to pick up their first down of the night. And they will fall forward and they will pick it up.
Now that play has been working pretty well for them all night.
Just that fullback dive, but it looks like it was Perry who kept it, ran right up the middle, and the offensive line was able to push that defensive line back a little bit, and they get their first down of the night. So River Valley keeps this drive going. They have it 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Only 3 more yards until they get into Buckeye territory, and that will be the first time tonight that they make it there. In the shotgun, Perry hands the ball off.
Pretty good on that defensive line here tonight. I think the higher score has given him a chance to get some snaps in, and let me see. I believe, if I read that right, he was a freshman.
And another fumble by the Raiders.
Nope,
they're able to recover. It looked like a miscommunication between the quarterback and Hunt, but the Raiders able to pick it up and get back almost to the line of scrimmage. That was Jackson Fisher who picked up the fumble. One of the O-linemen was able to grab it and run it back almost to the line of scrimmage. And this will bring up a 3rd and 11 from the 46-yard line. Perry will go into shotgun. And I believe he is flanked by Morgan Hash. Perry keeps it, makes defender miss, and he gets the first down.
And if he can get his legs going here, he might be able to jumpstart this offense a little bit. He can keep making plays like that with his legs.
That was an excellent run by Perry. He was able to break some tackles, break off a big run, the biggest play of the night for the Raiders, pick up the first down, and get into Buckeye territory for the first time tonight.
This looks like a whole other team than we saw in the first half.
They will have it at the 39-yard line. Perry in shotgun's got guy in motion. Fakes the handoff. Perry will keep it again. Breaks the first tackle, but gets met by 2 Buckeyes. Caden Schultz was in there on the tackle to help bring down the quarterback. He will get back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 10. The Buckeyes did come away with the ball there at the end, but the refs are saying that he was down before it happened. Perry fakes the handoff, breaks out to the outside, and will pick up a few yards, it looks like.
Now, even though that play didn't go for very long, he did a really good job at selling that fake handoff there.
Correction, he will get back to the line of huge gap. He found it and burst into that secondary, and it took several down into the end zone, and that is a touchdown for Grant Elliott. The sophomore picks up a rushing touchdown, and that will bring it to 51-0 in favor of the Buckeyes. Grant Elliott faked out the entire River Valley defense on that fake handoff, kept it himself, broke it out to the left side of the field, and there was nobody there.
Yeah, what a play from these Buckeyes. I mean, they've just been getting impressive play after impressive play. Just great work from them tonight.
Snap down, hold, and a short kick, and it'll be no.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
And welcome back to Nelsonville-York football live on Total Media Sports, presented by McFadden Insurance. Buckeyes take a commanding 51-0 lead here late in the third quarter. Grant Elliott with that last touchdown. QB sneak. Looks like Sullivan to kick it away for the Buckeyes. And a booming kick. Craycraft will pick it up. Makes one guy miss and then gets shoelace tackled at about the 25-yard line.
And man, if it wasn't for that fumble, if he had an extra, or not fumble, if it wasn't at his feet, if that went right into his hands, I'm sure he could have taken that another 5-10 yards. He's been electric tonight.
It looked like that was Blaine McWilliams in on the tackle. The River Valley offense had their best drive of the night on that last possession. It unfortunately ended in an interception, but they were able to move the ball pretty effectively.
Yes, they got their first 2 first downs of the night.
Perry keeps the handoff. He will keep it himself and run, get back to about the line of scrimmage. There are about 4 or 5 Buckeyes over there to force him out of bounds.
And their ability to swarm the ball tonight has just been, I mean, they were like this last week, but tonight it's just been on another level.
The defense has been an incredibly cohesive unit tonight. They are flying around, getting into the backfield with ease. This will set up a 2nd and 10 with 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Perry lines up, has a man in motion. And another fumble on the handoff. That was Colton Hill, and he will get taken down deep into their own zone. The refs look like they will spot them at about the 8-yard line. That is a massive loss.
And that's just a drive killer right there.
If you're Colton Hill, you just fall on that ball. You don't try to return anything. That will bring up a 3rd down and long. It is a loss of 22 on the play. And then we'll bring up a 3rd and 32. Perry throws it deep. Oh, had a receiver open and just underthrew him a bit. That was Cash Hunt, who was the intended receiver. They could have connected. It would have been enough for a 1st down. But that will bring up a 4th and 32. We are under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. This will be yet another punt for the Raiders. They've had some pretty good punts on the night.
I think this, at the very least, is the farthest back in their territory they've been. Close.
The punter is almost to the back of the end zone. We will see. The snaps have typically been high. They get it off clean. Punt end over end. It'll bounce at the 39-yard line of the Raiders, and it'll fall down and be downed at about the 41-yard line. And that is where we will see the Buckeye offense take this next possession. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. Snap good. Punt is away. It is a driving punt. Craycraft will watch it bounce. Probably not the smartest idea, and then it'll be downed at the 5-yard line.
What a punt.
Talk about flipping field position. And that brings us to just under 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. 7 minutes to go here in the game. That'll bring up 3rd down as the clock continues to tick here in the 4th quarter. Third and 8 for the Raiders. Bring up a 2nd and 3. This is, I believe, their 2nd possession that made Buckeye defense trying to keep this shutout going. They are on top 51-0. And the Raiders just dive forward and will pick up the 1st down. That 1st down, they moved that pile. That was a good offensive push there by the linemen for the Raiders. And that will bring up a 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Perry hands off to Craycraft. Makes the defender miss. And he keeps going, and it takes something to hope for next week. Perry lines up with Hash in the backfield with him. Craycraft in motion. And it'll be a pass. Lofts it up. Wow, what a catch by Cash Hunt. Falls to the ground, and it lands right in his lap.
And what a throw.
Cash Hunt catches that laying on the ground at the 1-yard line.
Now, we've talked about their 1 touchdown per game streak, but here they're actually trying to break that streak the opposite direction.
See a lot of beanbags out for a fumble, and we'll see what they call here. And we will have 2nd down, I believe.
40 seconds left in this game. Can River Valley come out with something to look forward to?
2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. River Valley trying to get into the end zone for the first time. Buckeyes stacking that box, trying to keep them out. And they will keep them out on 2nd down. That was Cash Hunt trying to drive his way in.
Cash Hunt, 5'11", 185.
And the Raiders will take a timeout with 9 seconds to go. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Chief Barber from the Nelsonville Division of Fire here in Nelsonville, Ohio. We're here to briefly talk about the basket program we have here in the city of Nelsonville. Back in 1948, the basket program started to help 14 needy families. 2025 marks the 77th year of the basket program. This is a collaborative effort between our fire department and the York Township Volunteer Fire Department. That's about 2.5 miles from our station. This year, we aim to help over 200 needy families in the community, and every contribution for this program helps.
Welcome back to Nelsonville-York football live on Total Media Sports, presented by McFadden Insurance. We have 9 seconds to go here in this contest. The River Valley Raiders have the ball, 3rd and goal at the 3-yard line, trying to punch into the end zone for the first time tonight.
And this Nelsonville-York team had a phenomenal stop on 2nd down, looking to keep this a shutout.
Trying to make a goal line stand. They pitch it out. That was the pitch out to Cash Hunt, made the first guy miss. And that will run the clock out, and that will be the game. Your Nelsonville-York Buckeyes come out on top, 51-0. We'll be right back with some post-game comments right after a few words from our sponsors.
Tri-County Career Center helps students build real skills for real careers. For adults, career development and certification programs can help you reskill, upskill, or start something new fast. High school juniors and seniors can jumpstart their futures with hands-on training in healthcare, construction, media, and more. And of course, there's always fun to be had too. Visit tricounty.cc today.
It takes determination to create a successful business. It's never easy, but always worth it. It takes making a leap of faith. It takes patience and late nights to reinvest in a startup. But it also takes asking for guidance from dependable people. All to turn a dream into a reality. People's Bank. Working together, building success.
Welcome back to Nelsonville-York football live on Total Media, presented by McFadden Insurance. The Buckeyes open up their TBC Ohio title defense with a big win over the River Valley Raiders by a score of 51-0.
That's right. They broke their 1 touchdown allowed per game streak in the best way possible with a shutout. And just dominated on offense and defense the entire game. They almost let up points there at the very end, but came up with an incredible stop in the red zone. I think the original first down was at the 1-yard line, and they knocked them back a couple yards and got that stop.
That goal line stand was incredible. I'm assuming there were some JV guys in there, but that is big to step up late in the game and keep a team out of the end zone. Their offense was firing on all cylinders to start the game. Their offense had several first half possessions that were 2-3 plays.
Yeah, I think in the entire first quarter they had maybe 7 or 10 plays and 4 touchdowns. Or did they get a fifth at the end of the first quarter?
I don't remember, but what really plagued them in that first half was missed PATs.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you score 24 points in the first quarter. I don't think it matters if those points have 4 more extra onto them.
They came out firing on all cylinders and they got the win big. They had multiple guys come in, take snaps at quarterback. We saw Elliott throw a touchdown pass in the first half. Gautier had, a rushing touchdown. That first possession was all Austin Gautier. He had 2 carries on a 3-possession drive.
Yeah.
Got them into the end zone. The next possession, I believe, was all Walker Stone.
Yeah, Walker Stone had multiple huge plays for the offense and multiple touchdowns for them as well. He has been very exciting to watch this season.
Buckeyes look ahead to next week as they welcome Waterford to town. Waterford, of course, beat them last year, and that will be the end of this 3-game homestand. You know that the Buckeyes are going to be thinking long and hard this week about that game. Practice is going to be tough, and they can't come into that game next week underestimating Waterford.
No, especially after dominating like this against River Valley, they need to remember, with due respect to River Valley, what it feels like to face tougher opponents.
I'm sure Coach will tell him in the locker room, enjoy this win, but come Monday, guys, we have to work hard. Big game against Waterford. It's a revenge game. They don't want to lose again to them. I know that for sure. And River Valley, they go back home next week and they take on Meggs. And again, we want to thank our sponsors that make this all possible. The Rocky Outdoor Gear Store, Nick Station, Air Claws Heating and Cooling, Farmers Bank, McFadden Insurance, Tri-County Career Center, Asian Island at the Bridge, First National Bank, the Gem Sports Bar, Hocking Valley Motors, Qdoba, and the Lodge at Hocking College. For Noah Lovely and everybody that helped make this stream possible, I am Ethan Reagan. Thank you for watching Nelsonville-York Football live on Total Media Sports, presented by McFadden Insurance.
Thank you for watching Nelsonville-York Sports Network, brought to